Hi, this is Lou Agave of Long Island Lou Tequila on Facebook and the web. Thanks for looking at my YouTube channel. Please subscribe. This is Sippin' with Lou. Today we're just going to talk about good brands of tequila, how you can find them. People ask all the time, what should I buy? What's a good tequila? Which ones don't have additives in it? Who can I trust? I just don't know what to buy. I hear it all the time. So while we're chatting, I'm finishing off my bottle of Yayo at a really good nom. That one happens to be 1414, so I'll get to that in a minute. You know, a good brand of tequila, one you can trust, is definitely stuff that, like, the owner owns a distillery and only makes one product. There's not a lot of those. So you have Guillermo Erickson Souza, known as G, over at NOM 1493, Los Abuelos, making Fortaleza. So that's made very traditionally, you know, Tahona, oven cooked, the whole 9 yards, a Valley tequila. That one you could trust. You could always trust that. Nothing to worry about. You also have a genius over at El Pandillo up in Los Altos, NOM 1579, Felipe Camarena. Again, you know, if you know the names and you stick with their products, you can't go wrong. Like if you look at Tequila Matchmaker, Grover and Scarlett made this application phenomenal. I can't see how anyone cannot have it on their phone. It'll tell you what's made at the noms, you know, what the experts think about how it is, how they rate it, the production procedures, on and on. You have to have it. So you can learn to see if you like a tequila, like let's say Felipe at 1579 has that delicious G4. And you try it and you love it. Well, look at what else he makes there. He makes Pasote, Terota, Volans. You know, he makes Arte Nom 1579. He makes other products. They're going to taste just as good. If this guy knows what he's doing with one brand, he's pretty much going to know. So you could trust those others. So then you also have brands like Carlos, his brother, at NOM 1139 at La Alteña. So he's got Tapatio and El Tesoro. Been around a long time. His stuff is clean. Carlos is the master. You know, you don't have to worry about stuff like that. You know, you can even go and look at his 1474 Ocho Nom. They might be moving. Very clean brand. So, you know, again, if the man makes, you know, 1 or 2 good products, probably all his products are going to be good in most cases. Then, you know, then you also have like brands like the Feliciano Vivanco guys are amazing at 1414, where the Yayo comes from. It's also where Siembra Azul comes from, and Grandovejo, and so many others. You know, you really can't go wrong once you learn about your producer and what he's making and how he makes it, how he feels about things. So that's another really good one. You know, you have Cash Cowain in the Valley, NOM 1123. So Sal, Senior and Junior, Rosales own this. They run it. David Suro's down there a lot, helping out with his tequilas that he makes there, like the Siembra Valleys and the Senat. They make great tequilas. So you see, that's another perfect example that you should check out NOM 1123, see what they make, and then you're going to realize, you know, they have the Cash Cowain, which you really can't beat. Siembra Valleys. You know, there's actually so many down there. Tequila El Rey. All this stuff is good. So, you know, that's another brand you can trust. You got to learn about these things. You know, then there's these brands that contract. So they go in there and they make their brand there. Someone else owns a distillery who may also have his own brand, and there may be other brands there too. Some of them are really good. Like you can always trust Herman Gonzalez, who goes over to 1146 now. And he works there, and they also make Don Fulano there, and they make Punta Seca, and that's a really good pedigree distillery. So even though he doesn't own it, it's a great product that's out. That would be T1, okay? Then you have Alchemia, which is, again, you know, Adolfo Morello. He contracts at NOM 1468, but you can trust him. It's always, I've spoken with him, I've done reviews. The man is big time into organic, clean, additive-free tequilas. You know, these are the kind of guys you got to stick with. So, to be honest with you, let me have a sip. Wow, this Yayo is really good. To be honest with you, that's the kind of stuff you want to buy. You guys ask, look on Tequila Matchmaker, or pick a tequila that you do like, that you've tried. Go look it up on Tequila Matchmaker and see what other brands are made at that same distillery. Learn about that distillery. See how it's made. Know your tequila. You know, I mean, if you can get Stone Oven Cook, you're ahead of the game, I guess. but low pressure autoclave can be right there with it. If you can get Tahona maceration, I think you hit a home run. If otherwise, you can get shredder roller, you can get screw mill. That can also be done right. You know, you can get the fermentation. Some of the old guys like Carlos and stuff, they might do it in wooden vats. You don't want stuff that has accelerants, you know, in the yeast. So, you know, you got a lot to learn. You always want double distillation. And you would like to get all copper if you could. But a lot of times brands use stainless steel with a copper coil, which attracts all the elements that you don't want in your tequila. So it's kind of a good substitute for all copper. So, you know, there's a lot of things you can learn by looking at TMM. There's a lot of things you can learn by trying some tequilas out and then looking for their brothers and sisters that come from the same distillery. So, you know, that's kind of all I wanted to say was learn your tequilas, install TMM, see what else is made there, learn how they're made, and realize there's certain names in the industry, like the Camarinas, you know, and the Erickson Sousas, that you can always trust. You know, these guys aren't going to mess around. It's what they do. It's in their blood. They're not going to give you additive-filled stuff. And in these days, with all this funky stuff going on, with diffuser juice being sold in bulk legally, and brought over to other distilleries to mix in or to put in their bottles completely. A lot of stuff going on. The additives situation. It's good to know the good ones. So, Long Island Lou Tequila, it's good talking to you. Have a sip and have a great night.